Welcome back everyone to another video, a career mode video of course. Today we're going to jump into a game really quickly, which is just going to speed run through it. Basically the last little first class game I played, which again was at the Sydney Cricket Ground located in England somewhere, because of course that's exactly where we play quite a number of our cricket games. And as we go for this quick single here, we are an absolute idiot trying to put the bat down to not get ourselves out, and of course we do. So we're out for 20 in the first innings of this game. It's Lancashire coming up against Sussex in a little day-nighter. We get an early wicket. How about that one? And make it 2. So a couple of wickets there in the first innings for us. Make it 3, including that big wicket there of Travis Head, our potential future Australian teammate, or is he the spot we're looking to take? Is another question as to whether that will be our positioning. Nice little shot there off Jofra Archer starts us off, and then an inside edge. We should get away for a couple of runs here, or will we? Absolutely not. 2 run-outs in a match. You would not read about it. Of course, we are going to jump into another game after this one, but I just thought I'd show you a quick fire little effort here with the ball as we take some more wickets, just to continue our absolutely ripping form once we return to this first class genre. There's 3, you can see a big crack in the middle as well to just deceive the batsman anymore. There's a 4th wicket, big LBW appeal. And can we end with 5? You bet we can. We're going to win this game. It's actually a really close match in the end. I think we only win it by about 30 odd runs. So we definitely turn the tide in that second innings. 5 for 25 off 11 overs. Supremely done. A 35-run win for Lancashire. We are your player of the game. And we're going to get stuck into another first-class game of the County Cup now that we have returned there. Good win. Let's see how we go in another game. So good day everyone, welcome back to the career mode. I don't know why I'm walking away from the pitch here, because I'm actually just coming out to the middle. Obviously the first part of this video was just another game from, I think it was actually like a week ago I recorded it, but it was just a weird one, so I thought I'd just fire through it pretty quickly. And today we're coming in at 3 for 424. You are reading that scorecard right, that we've gone at a 4.31 run rate. And there's really nothing for me to gain here coming in at number 5. Apart from getting out. That is a lovely drive to get us off the mark. It'll be at least 2. It's going to keep going all the way, I think. No. It is stopped on the boundary, so we'll come back for a 3rd. Very nice. I'm off the mark. Oh, and that's what? End of the day? End of the session? Something like that? Yes, it was the end of the day. So we're back on day 2 now. After facing literally just 1 ball to end day 1. Yeah, nice. Just a 1. Just a 1. I think we've got plenty of things to talk about today as well. Oh, yes, that is a lovely drive. Couple more here. And obviously this is the first career mode we've had in, I don't know, maybe about a week, or at least since Christmas, since the Boxing Day test began. We're down to the last couple of days of the year. You want to recap the year and go, what have I achieved this year? You know, lots of people use the Christmas or holiday season. That's I've hit that through my legs. It's a bit of, like a recapping time to go, what have I done this year? What has made this year really, really cool for me? And for me, that was like, I got to go to the Ashes in England, so I didn't go to Old Trafford, but I did go to Lords for a couple of days. I got to go to Wimbledon. I did a little Euro tour. I still worked the AO. I got to work a couple of different events for work. I got to do some boxing. I was at the Boxing Day test. I've been doing actually boxing training for like 6 months. So I've done a lot of stuff this year, and I've been really, really happy with the amount of things that I've done in a year that, you could easily just be like, I'm not going to do much. I'm going to holiday or do whatever, this, that. And obviously, we've hit 100K, another huge milestone, which is great. And we're just continuing to roll with the punches. Whip that away, another 1. I don't even really know why I'm batting slow here, because this is probably the innings, if you're going to attack, you do it in when you're 430 on the board, 3 down. So anyway, we'll see if we get a little bit more aggressive. That one swinging away. We go with the swing. Should pick up just the 2. Fielder doing a nice job. That's where we want to go with that one. That'll be 4. Nicely done. And then driven straight for what should be another boundary if it doesn't hold up, which it is 4. And obviously these sorts of aggressive innings are a lot more common these days. You got a lot more attacking players. Obviously the way England go about it, Harry Brook, Zach Crawley, sort of in test matches play quite aggressively. For Australia, you got Mitch Marsh, Travis Head, who play with that sort of aggression. Warner less so, obviously, now that he's got 1 test match left in his career, but you know, for the most part, he's obviously had quite a aggressive career. Yep. And so, you know, it is more common for players to go at a strike rate of 80 and above. Sometimes very close to that 100 mark. There's a bit of a chance over mid-wicket here. If you can just get it over that bloke. He was not far away from being a catching chance there. I think this is actually going to hold up because it's very, very long boundary. And a little bit of drizzle also falling here. Cut away, no run. But obviously easy to reflect on, you know, what happened in 2023, and then you set yourself goals on what you want to do in 2024. I think I want to do a lot more live stuff next year, do a bit more fun stuff with my content as well. You know, we'll see how it all goes. But really, elevate, innovate, continue to do what I can. Also, why is my confidence still in the red? I've played 24 very good deliveries here on a wicket that is clearly a road. No. Driven, just the 1. Actually, 2. Balderson has got plenty of time to come back. I assume we're probably going to declare soonish, unless we're going to try and go on to make, what, 600 or something ridiculous like that. Because this is a very big first innings score. Also, now that we've got a number of Shield games, or not Shield games, but county games, before we go back to, I think, the Australian summer of one-day cricket and Big Bash stuff, if you want to drop your questions down in the comments below for me to sort of answer over the next couple of longer form videos where we've got a bit more time to answer some questions about cricket, that would be good, and I'll try my best to get to those when we can. Oh, that is a superb shot. I can't even see it, but I know it's 6. Give me a replay of this. It's just sort of punched it off the back foot. It went low and hard into that temp stand. Really good stuff. Good, much better innings in the last game. I'm trying to remember what happened in the last match. I think it was a couple of stupid dismissals. There might have been a dumb run out in there. Yeah, there's at least 2 in that. It's not timed super great, but enough to be in the gap for a couple more. Edged as it carried. Just disappointing into the innings. Just chasing after the wide one, trying to hit it over the top of the offside, getting a bit of an edge, and it's... Yeah, I think it's just carried. We'll have to see. But I'm out for 469. Well, I'm out for 38, but the team is 4 for 469. Just gets there. 587, our first innings score. And we're going to come in with the ball at 6 for 171. Absolutely dominant. This will probably be the only time we batted in that first innings, given we are quite a while ahead of the game. Obviously, 415 ahead. We'll probably enforce a follow-on, which means I'll probably have to bowl a fair bit in the second innings to really, like, up the ante. Catch that. We'll see what sort of deliveries we can bowl here to potentially get a dismissal. Oh, it's beaten the edge. So we're back here on day number 3. Just the beginning of day 3. You can see there's a nice crack there for me to work into. At the end, I'm bowling at. If I can get it to hit that turn, maybe not turn as much, create some uncertainty for the batsman. That'll be where we're sort of aiming to pitch it towards. But right there, it's a little bit further, fuller. I'm going to have to go, I think, full. Oh, he's whipped that. That's swept it away. That is 4. The lead is below 400 now. Wickets follow on and ball early. Actually had a really interesting day at the Boxing Day test. I went on day 2, which was a fairly even day of play. I think Australia were a little bit on top. They bowled Pakistan out, did they? No, they had them like 6 down, I think, at that point. It was the day where Pat Cummins sort of turned things around. Not the day where sort of Australia were 4 for 16. That was day 3. And for me, less so watching the cricket, because I was more so doing work in the background behind the scenes, learning a lot about the broadcasts and how we do things and putting together videos for that. So stay tuned to the Fox Cricket socials if you want to see some of the stuff we were working on. And a few of the things I learned was about like the hotspot, the DRS, and the SNCO side of things that were being run in the trucks at the back. So it was actually really interesting. There's like a couple of brothers who would like, you know, put a lot of it together, and there's like 4 of them in a room. One of them's doing the speed gun, one of them's doing the run out cameras or the side on cameras, one of them's doing the hotspot, one of them's doing the SNCO, did I say that? Yeah, so that's what the four sort of jobs were. So it's interesting, like every ball, you know, they get the SNCO for every ball, so there's one guy who sort of just like runs through it, you know, sees, is there an edge, was there any noise there, goes through it, you can see it hit the bat, and the hotspot guy does the same sort of thing, so he's going through every single delivery. If it comes out of the middle of the bat, you know, they're the first ones to look at it and go, oh, there's an inside edge. But, I mean, sometimes they do say that if there was an inside edge, but, you know, if it's out of the middle of the bat, they're looking at the hot spot, they see that big white mark in the middle of the bat, and they go, oh, that's very cool. You know, like, you know, that was a really good shot. So that was really interesting to go in there, and sort of the process that they go through. They've got the mic link to the directors, so if the umpire goes, you know, TV umpire to director, that's when the director tells them, okay, rock and roll it, and they're the guys rocking and rolling. So it's really cool to see that as well. The ball tracker was done in a different area. That was a different team, so I didn't really go see what they were doing. But it was still really cool to learn about that stuff, and these guys have been doing it for years and years and years in Australia, and they developed a lot of the technology themselves and worked on a lot of it, and you know, the different sort of cameras that they needed to use to be able to get this sort of stuff. I don't want to spoil it too much, but like one of the, like, you know, the cameras that they use for the hotspot is like an insane military grade infrared thermal camera that, you know, would be used on like a proper warplane, you know. That's out. See you later. Plum. So that was really cool and really interesting to see how that all unfolded. It's 2 for 103. And, you know, like, you hear the stories of these guys, you know, they've been building it for years and years and years. Obviously, they've been working in cricket for so many years. And, like, you know, everyone who has worked in, I guess, cricket broadcasting, especially in Australia, has been doing it for so long. And there have been a lot of the same people over the journey doing various things. Is that out, or has he hit that into the ground? Must have hit it in the ground. This is a pie. Oh. So seeing that sort of stuff was really cool, especially like if there was an edge or a really faint edge, like the Smith one, you know, really faint edge, you see the camera, and the hotspot, like the SNCO as well, the little sound that comes through there, that's very close. I think it's missed the edge. But it does give you another insight into the broadcast, into the fact that, you know, there's just so many people running behind the scenes just to make every little thing happen, which was very cool. It's 2 for 109. One of the other things we were looking at was the stump cams as well, and obviously the technologies to how that works. It's just sort of like a little camera that sits in the stumps. So we're looking at the stumps from, like, you know, the top and the front and the back. They got a stump cam on the front, like at the bottom. On the back, it's like a bit higher up at the top, and just sort of how they get those feeds through to everyone else. Oh, well bowled that. And they sort of run off like a little battery that sits inside the back of the pitch. There's like a little box like right behind the stumps, you know, that sort of powers all of this sort of stuff. You know, the stump mic is different. I'll talk about that maybe in the next video. But it was really cool, and they show us obviously the feed of the stump cam, and you know, these guys are really passionate about all the tech that they use and what they could improve upon it with, and how they can make it even better. You know, they build sort of the stump themselves, because, you know, the off stump and the leg stump might be a bit different, but then their middle stump is their stump. As long as they don't do anything with the bales, like they can do really whatever they want with it, which is really cool. In terms of their, like what it's made of, I think, as long as it's a specific weight. But I don't think it needs to do. I don't think it needs to be anything too dramatic in terms of difference, or if there's like no specific rules as to how they build it, because as long as the bales are fine and what is securing the bales is the most regulation thing, then I think they're in the clear. So it does lead to some really interesting discussions as to, like, you know, what part of the equipments do need to be regulated versus what doesn't. It's 4 for 194. Now we may have to bat again. They're 4 for 199. They're still further 140 odd behind us, but we still need 6 more wickets. So if we can get those 6 wickets, great. If we can't, then we will need to bat again at some stage here. That's a nice shot for 1. I bowled well without really taking too many wickets here. Just the 1 in this second innings. 4 for 200. Obviously, it has been quite a road of a pitch, though, given we made like close to 600. And they're 4 for 200 now in the second innings. So it's not an easy pitch to be bowling on. Clearly. That's hit a foot mark. Very nice. Edge taken. The wrong and works. Shaquille goes. Thick edge. Good take. Diving to his left was Parkinson. It's 5 for 205. The Pakistani batsman has to go. Here come the wickets. Yorkshire out for 324. I don't think we're going to need to bat. The game is done. And that will do us. Balderson wins your player of the game. Lancashire winning by an innings and 18 runs. And we win the game after, what did we make? 38 in that first innings. Any wickets in the first? I was involved in a run out, and then I took just the 1 or 2 wickets in the second, the LBW and the caught behind. So the first, like, low-key performance from us in a while, but the team really dominated, which was good to see. We are going to finish off today's video, but I just wanted to have a quick look here at the test rankings, where Ireland are the #1 test team in the world. India are the lowest rated test team in the world. Extraordinary scenes. Australia, England, New Zealand also up there as well. Pakistan, West Indies. Meanwhile, the ODI rankings, very, very different. Ireland towards the bottom there, Australia at the top. And the T20 internationals, Australia, are up there as well. So, I mean, these are things that we obviously want to go towards once we do become selected as part of that Australian side. We're getting attention for a lot of the test teams, or we're very close or whatever for a lot of these Australian tours. On our calendar, we've got about 5 more county games before the end of the season, so we're going to keep going through those. And then I think we head into the Caribbean Premier League, which should be fun. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you've enjoyed. I'll see you all later. Goodbye.